Hey everyone, today we're talking about how to deepen your spirituality on your own terms. Now, if you're someone who would say, what are you talking about? I'm not spiritual at all, then this video may not be for you, quite honestly. It's not my job to tell my clients how or what to believe. It's my job to support them in figuring out what their own beliefs are when their spirituality is something that's important to them. And what I frequently hear from adults in their 30s, 40s, and 50s is maybe I was raised with a certain set of beliefs and I know those don't fit for me as an adult, but I don't know exactly what I believe now. And a lot of my clients tell me that they do consider themselves to be a spiritual individual, but that part of themselves has been under-nurtured recently. And so they are the ones that actually set the goal to get back in touch with their own spirituality as they work with me. So it's got to come from your agenda, not from somebody else's. Now, I am someone who was raised in a very specific, strict religion, and I use the word religion separately than I use the word spirituality. For a lot of us, religion is associated with an organization and some of the dogma and rules that come with it. And by the time I got to college, I knew that that just didn't fit for how I saw the world. And I was happy to put my belief systems just on a back burner for quite some time. But then crisis and tragedy struck my family a good decade later. And it was no longer working for me to have my beliefs suspended. What was playing out in my life was so heartbreaking and gut-wrenching that I needed to be able to make some spiritual or existential sense of it. And I didn't have a framework that fit for me. So I went looking for something that would fit. Now, I had actually been told back then that if you're going to believe something, you have to believe it all or nothing. You've got to subscribe to 100% of it or none of it at all. If any of you have ever perceived that message, let me be the first to tell you that's not true. And I would like to encourage you to go out and look for ways that you can create your own eclectic blend, your own definition of what I believe spiritually and what are the practices or rituals that I choose that fit for me. I really do think that we can pick and choose. Maybe it's a belief from Buddhism and a lovely value from Christianity and a community-oriented practice from Judaism. I believe that like a patchwork quilt, we can take the pieces that work for us and weave them together. So if you are someone who would like to deepen your own spirituality, however you define it, I have a few suggestions for you. The first thing that you're going to want to do is start to create some kind of rituals. Maybe for you that is going to a church. Maybe that doesn't fit for you. Perhaps spending a few quiet moments in the morning every morning participating in meditation is more your style. Again, you get to define what it is, but you're going to need some practices and some rituals. The second thing I would encourage you to do is to be putting something positive into your head. And so I always recommend to my clients to find an inspirational book, something that's written by a thought leader, something that's in the vein of things that resonate with their values and their beliefs. And I don't care if it takes you an entire year to finish that book. If you are putting one paragraph of something positive in your head on a daily basis, it's going to help shift your perspective, because one of the things that supports a lot of us is when we start to look at life's events through a different lens, that spiritual lens. The other way that you can do that is this area is full of opportunities to see public speakers and accomplished authors when they come through town. And so you can also buy tickets to those events or find a conference to go away to for the weekend, something that would really feed you. And then finally, I'm going to encourage you to find your tribe. One of the things that organized religion has really provided over the centuries is a sense of community that many can find helpful, and of course in some situations it can be hurtful. And again, you get to decide if that tribe is your Sunday morning yoga class, if they're the people in a meditation group that you sign up for online, or again, in an organized religion. But finding people who have similar beliefs and similar values and finding ways to be in community with them can also really deepen that beautiful aspect of your life. I'm Angela Sawsville, the Executive Director here at Flourish. Take care, everyone.